Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
Every 2 minutes, a woman dies from complications experienced during pregnancy and childbirth. These deaths have more than doubled in the past 20 years. Here to discuss a 10-year, $500 million initiative focused on creating a world where no woman dies giving life is Dr. Michael Rosenblatt, Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer at Merck, and Jennifer Albert, a new mom who will share her story and the importance of being informed. Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Rosalie.
Doctor, what is the status of maternal mortality in the United States?
Maternal mortality is not a problem of only the developing world, and it occurs here in the United States. It's quite serious. We lose approximately 1,000 women a year, sadly, in the United States. And importantly, we have about 60,000 near misses.
Well, what are the leading complications that can be experienced during pregnancy and childbirth?
Well, the three leading ones are pretty easy to remember by PEP or PEP. They are preeclampsia, which is a kind of runaway high blood pressure that threatens both the mother and the baby. Then there is embolism, which is a blood clot that moves to the lung. And then the last one, which Jennifer experienced, very serious, is postpartum hemorrhage, in which the mother loses large quantities of blood around the time of delivery.
Jennifer, share with us your horrifying childbirth experience.
Well, I had a very, very healthy pregnancy, but I almost died during delivery. I had severe hemorrhaging. One of the doctors told me that the amount of blood that I lost was equivalent to that of a triple gunshot victim. I ended up with 17 blood transfusions. I woke up in the ICU. I was intubated. I didn't know what was going on. My family was traumatized. Because of the amount of blood that I lost, my vitals were dangerously low, and it was touch and go for several days.
So how can the mother, as well as the medical providers, prevent complications at birth?
Well, the most important thing is to be aware of the possible complications and to be connected to a health system, a doctor or healthcare worker. So awareness is extremely important. In fact, you can help your loved one who's pregnant by reminding them of those three causes under PEP. But somebody who is being taken care of in a good health system and importantly delivers in a place where they can handle those rare complications, that will increase the chances that what might arise as a problem can be handled and mother and baby will be well.
Tell us about the new Merck for Mothers initiative.
We're aligned with something called the UN Millennium Development Goals, which is a concerted effort to reduce maternal mortality around the world. We've made a 10-year commitment. We've pledged $500 million. We're working to increase access, awareness, and trying to come up with innovative medicines that can be used globally to try to reduce some of these life-threatening complications of pregnancy.
What is the one thing you want other women and their families to know?
Ask key questions, do your research, talk to your doctor. Don't be afraid to speak up if something doesn't feel right. Have an advocate throughout the process if possible, and plan to give birth at a facility that's equipped to handle all types of emergencies.
Thank you both for joining us this morning to increase awareness of death from complications of pregnancy and childbirth in the U.S.
Thank you, Rosalie.
For those who have newborn babies, parents, listen up. A recent nationwide survey of pediatricians revealed that of all the random questions asked by new parents, the one concern that topped the list is feeding. Joining us this morning to discuss the survey and the nutrition babies need in their diet is Dr. Lisa Thorton, a strong advocate for health and wellness starting at an early age. Good morning, Dr. Lisa.
Good morning.
Doctor, tell us more about the findings of this recent survey.
Well, we asked a nationwide group of pediatricians what the top concerns of their patients are. Feeding was by far number one, and in the top three were also pooping and sleeping.
Not every mother is able to breastfeed, and sometimes it's not possible for new moms.
Well, you know, breast is best if mothers can do it, but every mother cannot successfully breastfeed for a number of reasons. Some women choose not to breastfeed, and that's okay. You know, moms have enough to feel guilty about without us telling them that they should feel guilty about giving their babies formula, because the American Academy of Pediatrics has clearly stated that formula is a reasonable alternative to breastfeeding. There are different categories of formula. For example, there's cow's milk-based formulas and there are soy-based formulas. But within those categories, brand does not matter. There are national brands and there are store brands. They are essentially identical, both regulated by the FDA. They all have to meet the same standards. And so parents can feel very comfortable buying a store brand formula instead of a name brand.
So what are some of the benefits of giving your baby formula?
They are very nutritious. They're specifically formulated to give babies full nutrition. So for example, a parent should not give their baby a standard glass of cow's milk that you buy off the shelf. That does not have the appropriate nutrients in it for your baby, nor does a carton of soy milk. So you really want to use formula specifically made for babies.
Is there a good time to start using formula?
If a mother chooses not to breastfeed and decides that doesn't work for her and her family, then you can start formula right at birth. Some breastfeeding mothers find that it's easier to supplement with a little bit of formula because they are working or they're not getting enough milk in. If a breastfeeding mother wants to have a glass of wine or two, she probably shouldn't breastfeed right after that because the baby's consuming that wine. So you may want to supplement with formula at that time. But formula is complete nutrition for a baby in the first 6 months. So from birth to 6 months, it's really all the baby needs. And then even after you introduce solid foods around 6 months, formula should continue for the first year of life.
Dr. Lisa, tell us where our viewers can learn more about baby formula.
Well, for more information and for some coupons, go to storebrandformula.com.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning with the survey findings and what new parents need to know about baby formula.
Thank you.
No matter how old your children are, moms across the nation are concerned about what is actually in the food we're eating. While many people strive for a healthier lifestyle, getting there can be a struggle. Consumers are faced with tough choices each day, from restaurants to fast foods or even buying groceries at Publix. Joining us to help plan healthier food choices is registered dietitian and nutrition expert and author Heather Bauer. She's a motivator. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
There's so many different choices in the food aisles when we're shopping. So how do we know how to make the right food choices?
And you know, for the last 15 years, I've been recommending the very best healthy food and snacks to my clients. And now these snacks are actually available for delivery to your home or office through Bestowed. Each week each month I handpick the very healthiest foods, 8 to 10 of them, to be delivered to your door. And I'm actually looking at the ingredients, I'm looking at the taste, I'm looking at the nutrition label, so I can help educate the consumer because it is really overwhelming.
And why is it so important to choose food with all natural ingredients?
I think a lot of people out there they know that all natural ingredients are important. And Christian Hansen actually recently conducted the Thought for Food survey to learn what U.S. moms were looking for on food labels and also to gauge their perception of natural ingredients. And the findings were really interesting. In fact, 78% of moms make a purchasing decision based on a food label. But that means that a lot of us out there are looking at the labels. We're looking at the ingredients when we go to buy.
I don't think consumers realize that a lot of the foods that they're buying are loaded down with salt and sugar.
A lot of companies like to put the salt and the sugar in because it can, it makes the product taste better, and it also makes people want to eat more of it. It makes it more addictive. But I always say the fewer the ingredients, the better. So look for the cleanest ingredients and look for on the label, look for organic, look for non-GMO, because that means that those snacks are made with the cleanest ingredients possible. Cascadian Farms, they're known for their granola and their cereal and their bars, and they're really educating consumers right now on the B's that are declining declining, and it's called colony loss. And without bees, many of our favorite foods, like if you take a look at granola, for example, it's made with organic almonds and fruit. Those foods require bees to exist. So without bees, we wouldn't be able to have granola, right?
So how can we make little changes in our lifestyle and eating habits?
Most people, when they are, feeling stressed or tired or overwhelmed, they tend to gravitate towards the white refined processed sugars. So the bagel, the muffin, the scone, the pasta, the pizza, and the candy, and the sweets. So if that is the one change you make, you say, for the next week, I'm going to cut out the ice cream and the cookies and the chips, and I'm going to really be mindful when I'm snacking on what I'm snacking on, and I'm going to focus on 3 meals and 1 afternoon snack, and I'm going to eat lean protein, fruits and vegetables, and higher fiber. You will make a difference. You can go to bestowed.com/join to learn about my monthly healthy picks that can be delivered to your door, and you can learn about the bee problem if you go to bee-friendlier.com.
Thanks, Heather, for sharing how to shop wisely so we can eat healthier and avoid stressful meal planning.
Thank you, Rosalie.
With a healthy diet, you can enjoy the outdoors this fall. It'll make you feel and look your best, so you can accomplish everything you have on your to-do list. Whether it is running to the store or spending the day outside with the family, there are a few essential items that every woman should keep in her bag to be prepared for whatever the day brings. Joining us this morning is lifestyle expert and CEO of Mom Trends, Nicole Feliciano. Good morning, Nicole.
Hello, it's so great to be with you today.
Fall is a busy season as we approach the holidays. So how do you stay organized, Nicole?
The key is packing the right bag and having all of your essentials inside of it. So this season I've partnered with Vick to put together some of my fall essentials, and it all starts with a great looking bag. So I like to have a bag that's also roomy, and I can get lots of things in it for both me and the kids. So when I'm on the go, I don't have the things that I'm missing from it, and I always have the essentials with me. And one of the first things is having an SPF moisturizer. I apply it in the morning, of course, when I'm getting ready for my day, but then throughout the day as well. And I'm all about multitasking. I like things that do double duty. So having that in the bag and getting that SPF protection, because we're outdoors, even though it's fall, we're still doing a lot of things outdoors with the kids.
What are some of the essential items to keep in our handbag at all times?
So we have the moisturizer, and then also with the sun protection, having a great pair of sunglasses. I'm loving the aviator frame right now. It's universally flattering on every face shape, and I like the gold frame. You can also get them in silver, but gold is very trendy, and it's perfect those days that you don't have time to do a full face of makeup. You can put your sunglasses on and still look chic, and when you're outdoors, you're protecting your eyes and looking good in the process.
This is a season filled with outdoor activities and getting the family together. Offer us some of your favorite things to do.
Well, this weekend we went apple picking with the kids, and it's a great time to get outdoors and enjoy some of the seasonal things that are going on. Maybe it's going to a pumpkin patch as well. And going outdoors to see a football game, you might still experience some allergies that are popping up. So the makers of NyQuil and DayQuil have a new product that's just for those of us who have allergy symptoms occasionally, and it's called ClearQuil. And they are solutions for those days when there's a really high pollen count. It doesn't just happen in spring and summer, it can also happen in fall. And it gets rid of those nasty, pesky irritations like having watery eyes and a running nose. There's one solution that's in 24 hours, so you can take the dosage in the morning and then have 24 hours of allergy-free day. And so you can get to do all those things outdoors that you love, like going to those football games and those soccer games and getting outdoors.
So, Nicole, where can our viewers find more information?
They can get more tips on lifestyle trends at momtrends.com, and to get more information about the allergy solutions, they can head to vicks.com, or they can check out the ClearQuil on Facebook.
Thanks, Nicole, for sharing some of the essential fall items that all moms need to keep close at hand during this season.
Thanks so much.
Digital behavioral health is one of the latest trends in healthcare. It's a new way to help patients cope with major health issues, all done remotely. Joining us to explain the process is Dr. Rena Panday, cardiologist and chief medical officer at Able2, and Michael Laskoff, CEO of Able2, a company in the forefront of this digital trend. Good morning to both of you.
Good
Good morning.
So, doctor, tell us, what is digital behavioral health?
So it's a great question. As a cardiologist on the ground and a practicing physician, I've long recognized that we do a great job of helping people when they get sick, but what we need to do better at is really helping people live their lives better, change their behaviors, because we know that when you do that, it can have such a huge impact on your overall health. I mean, this company, this country spends billions of dollars on underdiagnosed and undertreated behavioral health issues. So what we've done at Able2 is really try to make it simple for people to get the care that they need. We use a technology platform to allow our providers, our coaches, our counselors to reach out to you in the comfort of your home by phone or by video to help make you a more happy, healthy, and productive individual.
Doctor, give us an idea. If I was a patient, how would I go through this whole process of digital behavioral health?
Let's say you were to have had a major medical event, like a heart attack, bypass surgery, or maybe you just had a baby and you're recovering. Oftentimes, it's challenging to get back to living healthy again after those events. And we know that when you don't get the care that you need to address anxiety or stress or just better coping skills, that it can have a huge impact on your overall health long term. So what we do is reach out to individuals during those critical moments and make it really easy for them to get the kind of care, coaching, counseling that they need to overcome those issues and to get back to being healthy, productive individuals in a timely fashion.
Michael, it's no secret that healthcare regulations keep changing. So how successful is digital behavioral health in the healthcare system?
Most important, I think, thing for people to keep in mind is that healthcare reform can start today by doing a lot of common sense things. And what the industry, what the idea of digital behavioral health is trying to do is to say, it's very simple. If people take better care of themselves, then in fact, they won't require as much healthcare, which works well under any sort of regulatory regime. Much of what's going on in the space is about providing people with devices or other means of actually affecting that better behavior themselves. We're using a somewhat different approach, and our approach is simply this. There are hundreds of thousands of licensed clinical social workers and other therapists in the United States trying to help everyone be better. We're providing a sort of centralized, scalable, and frankly quality assured means to help those people do an even better job than they can today. And we're measuring the outcomes so that we know that when we say someone is happier, we mean less depressed, less stressed, and less anxious. When we say healthier, we mean consuming less unnecessary medical care. And when we say more productive, we mean more able to live the kind of life that they want to.
So digital behavioral health creates awareness so that the patient becomes more proactive.
This is about acquiring new life skills with professionals who are explicitly trained to help you achieve those life skills in a way that will help you live your life more the way you want to, and where you can see real difference in a matter of a few short weeks. And in the matter of 8 weeks, you are actually able to solidify those things. And we find that people who go through our programs are able to maintain those changes 6 months, a year after as well.
So where can our viewers find more information?
Come directly to our website, which is able2.com, and that's ABILTO.com. So just able2.com, just like it sounds.
Thank you both for joining us this morning with the latest trends in healthcare that will be the wave of the future.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for having us.
According to the Alzheimer's Association, 1 in 3 seniors dies with Alzheimer's or another dementia in the U.S. And 70% of the people with Alzheimer's live at home, cared for by family and friends. Lauren Miller-Rogan is an Alzheimer's caregiver, and Jeff Huber is the president of Home Instead Senior Care. Both of them join us this morning to offer some relief and raise awareness for Alzheimer's disease among the millennial generation. Good morning, Lauren and Jeff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Lauren, how did you get involved as an Alzheimer's advocate?
Alzheimer's has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was diagnosed when I was very, very young. He passed away when I was 12. And then a few years later, my grandmother, my mom's mom, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's dementia. and she passed away when I was 18, and then my mom was diagnosed when I was 25, and she was only 55. So, I spent the first, few years feeling angry and frustrated, those very natural feelings that come along with an Alzheimer's diagnosis, but then, realized that my husband and I had a very fortunate opportunity to reach people, and so we decided to use our voices to raise some much needed awareness, and we created Hilarity for Charity.
So tell us about your work with Hilarity for Charity to help others.
It's about raising awareness among young people. So we have a college program called HFCU, in which we support young people to throw their own Hilarity for Charity events. We have a program called HFC Presents, in which anyone can throw their own Hilarity for Charity event. There's a number of other ways you can get involved, which you can find on our website under our Get Involved page. But one major thing that we're trying to do is to provide support to people who are dealing with Alzheimer's every day, and that's what's brought us here today. We've partnered with Home Instead Senior Care to create the Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Relief Grant Program, which will be providing in-home care for people that can't quite afford it themselves.
Jeff, Alzheimer's is no joke when it's happening in your family. How will in-home care help family members care for someone with Alzheimer's?
Well, you mentioned that 70% of the people who have Alzheimer's disease are actually cared for by friends and family members in their own home, which is great in one respect because it's familiar surroundings and they can have great outcomes there, but it creates an incredible burden upon the family member. It's a 24/7 all-encompassing project when you have somebody who has Alzheimer's disease as a loved one. So desperately need relief, and that's what this program is all about and why we are so excited to partner with Lauren and Help for Alzheimer's Families, because this is we desperately have to find a cure for this disease, but until there's a cure we have to provide care, and we need to help families, and so that's why a big part of this program is to provide that relief.
So where can our viewers find more information?
Nope, just go to helpforalzheimersfamilies.com. And everything you need to know about applying for grants you can find right there online, along with other great resources. When you have somebody as a loved one who has the disease, you need all the help and resources and education you can get. And there's links and resources, including an app when you're caring for someone at home. You're in the moment, and so we have an app that can help you understand how to help in a particular situation. So helpforalzheimersfamilies.com.
Thank you, Lauren, for sharing your personal story and experiences. And Jeff, thank you for your commitment to help families live together in the comfort and love of their home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, car crashes remain the #1 cause of death for teens in our nation. Teens are 400% more likely to die in car crashes than drivers 25 to 34 years old. The statistics involving teens behind the wheels are alarming. Joining us this morning is founder of B.R.A.K.E.S, Doug Herbert, to help teens and parents learn more on how to stay safe on the road. Good morning, Doug.
Hey, good morning, Rosalie. Nice to talk to you.
Tell us about the B.R.A.K.E.S Defensive Drivers Training Program and how you got involved.
Well, in 2008, my 2 teenage boys were killed in a car accident, and I decided that I had to do something. So I decided, because my real thing that I do is I drive a NHRA top fuel dragster 300 miles an hour, but we do that on a racetrack in a controlled environment, and so now I decided, well, I didn't know before this that there's 5,000 to 6,000 teenagers every year killed in car accidents, and so I started this program called B.R.A.K.E.S, and it's put on the brakes.org. It's a program that we actually teach behind the wheel defensive driving by professional instructors, and try and give these teenagers some experience so that they can avoid accidents that they're likely going to encounter on the roads.
Doug, your heartbreak has turned into advocacy. What important tips can you share with other parents?
Well, I think it's just mostly the level of experience. Driver's education programs or funding are being cut for those all around the country. And so there's, it's really up to the parents. Parents have to go and hop in the car with their teenagers and go out and drive with them and try and give them some of that experience behind the wheel. We really encourage them to come out and sign up for our program. It's a free program. Kia provides us vehicles, and we have programs in the Southeast at a lot of different locations in Charlotte, Atlanta, down in Orlando, and we're trying to get down into South Florida now so we can give these teenagers that behind the wheel emergency experience in a controlled environment with a professional instructor in the car to teach them how to deal with these things before they actually get in that situation and they need those skills.
Tell us about all the important work you're doing in Washington, D.C. as an advocate.
Well, this is National Teen Safe Driving Week, and so we're up in Washington, D.C. this week to talk to all the folks up here and the government agencies and try and explain to them what we're doing to try and change this. And with the teenage driving accidents being the #1 thing that are killing our teenagers in the country, that's something that I've made it my personal goal to try and change. And luckily, like I said, with support from the National Hot Rod Association and Kia and Mannheim Auto Auctions and all the folks that help us put this program on, because the school's free. We're out just pushing to try and gain the awareness and gain the the momentum that is created now for the National Teen Safe Driver Week, and try and help get the word out and try and save some of the lives of our young drivers that are driving around on the road and get them to be safer and more responsible behind the wheel. We actually have what we call Bring Brakes to Your Town. So anybody can go to the Brakes website, which is putonthebrakes.org, and learn about different ways to bring brakes into your town. Or bring them, take a little road trip and bring their teenagers to our schools in Atlanta or Charlotte or Orlando, and have a little bit of a drive with your teenager. That's a good time to talk to them. That's a good time to have a little bit of interaction with your teenager and bring them over to a brake school. The school's free. Like I said, Kia provides these vehicles for us, so they get a neat experience of being behind the wheel with one of our professional instructors. And they're not just like, nothing against gym teachers, but when I was a high school kid learning to drive, my high school gym teacher was the driver's ed guy. And now the instructors that we have actually teach the Secret Service guys that drive the president or do stunts on TV commercials. I mean, they are really, really good drivers, and they're who I would want to be teaching my kids how to be better drivers.
Thanks, Doug, for all your advocacy work and creating this free defensive drivers training program to save teen lives. You know firsthand the pain your family experienced after your 2 sons died in a car crash. My heart goes out to you. Thank you for your work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Moms, be informed of the complications that could arise during childbirth. And remember, feeding your baby is a parent's #1 concern, and your baby will benefit from drinking the nutrients in baby formula. And as far as the rest of your family, feeding our family fruits and vegetables and choosing natural ingredients will nourish our minds and body so we can enjoy active times outdoors. And parents, teach your kids how to be responsible drivers to save their lives and the lives of others. Share with us how you teach your child to be responsible for their actions in life at facebook.com/Rose Lee Show or visit us at roseleearchershow.com. And when we raise a responsible child, we create a responsible adult. Take care, and we will see you soon.